Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics. I am Kayode Okikiolu. On the news this hour, controversies rage over the inauguration of the Edo House of Assembly and election of presiding officers as allegations are rife about the proceedings holding at midnight. President Muhammadu Buhari is meeting with All Progressives Congress governors at the presidential villa in Abuja. And Governor of Imo State, Emeka Ihedioha, has suspended chairmen, vice chairmen, councillors and political appointees of the local government of the state and constitution of interim management committees for 6 months. We'll begin this hour from the presidential villa in Abuja, where the governors of the All Progressives Congress, APC, have converged to meet with President Muhammadu Buhari. The APC Governors Forum arrived at the State House for a meeting with the president at the council chamber, where the chairman of the Governors Forum led his colleagues as they sang a birthday song for the Kogi State Governor, who marks his 44th birthday today. Details of the meeting are not yet known, but there are indications that it might include issues relating to security and governance, and also the president trying to get the governor's views on his cabinet formation. And now to issues of accountability in governance. A human rights group, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has condemned the decision of the Code of Conduct Bureau, that's the CCB, to deny its request demanding specific details of assets declarations which were submitted to it by successive presidents and state governors since 1999. The Bureau reportedly based its denial on the argument that releasing such information would amount to an invasion of privacy of presidents and state governors, since an asset declaration form is private information. And CCB's response followed a Freedom of Information request by SERAP in April, addressed to the Bureau's chairman, Dr. Mohammed Issa. SERAP Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, however, insists in a statement, quote, "Freedom of information is a fundamental right. The contents of assets declarations by successive presidents and state governors do not amount to private information, as presidents and governors are public officers under Part 2, 5th Schedule to the 1999 Constitution." End of quote. Now, following the denial, the group has threatened to challenge the decision by the CCB in court, describing a refusal to disclose the requested information as a breach of settled constitutional and international principles. Well, we earlier on spoke to the Code of Conduct Bureau. Let's get a view of the side of the CCB on this matter.
What the Constitution requires us to do, that's what we do. I hope you understand it. So it's not that we are refusing SERAP or any other non-governmental organization access to information based on Freedom of Information Act. The Freedom of Information Act also gave a sort of exception to certain circumstances. Not every information that you can come and obtain unconditionally. So there are certain conditions attached to certain information you can obtain at some quarters. The issue of national interest, we have other anti-corruption agencies. We have other public institutions. All these, we are collaborating with them in information sharing because they are public institutions. So we have received from the time we come to office a number of requests from EFCC, ICPC, Special Investigation Panel, Presidential Investigation Panel on asset recovery, as well as...
Well, now we've listened to the Code of Conduct Bureau speaking through the chairman, Professor Mohammed Idris. So let's get a view of SERAP on this, and Mr. Kolawole Oluwadare, as a Deputy Director at SERAP, joins us via Skype for more on this. Thank you for joining us on the program this afternoon. I'd like to first get your reaction to the chairman of the CCB on this matter, briefly.
What did you say? I didn't get that.
I said first, I would like you to respond to what the chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau just said about the Freedom of Information and the Assets Declaration.
Of course, he didn't state the full position of the law in his response. Yeah, there are some conditions that the FOI Act has made for disclosure of information, but there are also conditions, there are stipulations by the same FOI Act as to when this information should be disclosed. And repeatedly, the FOI Act has envisaged this kind of scenario, and that is why it had made provisions that even in instances where there may be some exceptions to disclosing the information, if public interest outweighs whatever debate or likelihood of not disclosing it outweighs the latter, then the public institution must disclose such information. And if you look at the response by the CCB to our request, the points they have raised doesn't align with the law, what the law provides, and that is why we are challenging this in court.
Right now, Mr. Kolawole, I'd like us to look at the big picture here. Now, this is about assets declaration, and then there's a Freedom of Information Act. There's also the Constitution coming into play. But then, what are you trying to achieve? What is SERAP trying to achieve with this move?
I believe that question is obvious, given what SERAP stands for, accountability and transparency. We believe, and I believe like many other Nigerians, that the FOI Act, that is the Freedom of Information Act, it's a very potent tool to fight corruption. And so what we're talking about from 1999, there have been allegations flying back and forth, including among politicians themselves. So we believe that making these forms and the contents of same public, of course, will show who has been corrupt, who has not been, and then it's just part of transparent governance. Now, you mentioned the Constitution now. You will see that the same Constitution has envisaged this scenario, and it gave the Code of Conduct Bureau, by virtue of paragraph 3, sub C, that they should disclose this information.
All right.
So it's all about fighting corruption, transparency, and accountability.
All right, Mr. Kolawole Oluwadare, would like to appreciate your time on the program this afternoon. We understand you're headed to court, so we'll follow that update and bring you when we have them. Well, off we go to Edo State, perhaps one of the only states in the Federation that could not inaugurate elected leadership of the legislature when others did. Well, an interesting drama appears to be playing out in the Edo State House of Assembly as the 7th session has been inaugurated with 9 out of the 24 newly elected members in attendance. Now, after ushering the lawmakers into the chambers, the clerk of the House, Audu Omogbai, read the proclamation letter transmitted to the House by Governor Godwin Obaseki. This inauguration comes after 19 of the 24 members earlier addressed a press conference. And at this press conference, they alleged that the governor was trying to impose the leadership of the House on members. The Edo State Commissioner for Information, Paul Obamo, refuted the claims, insisting that Governor Obaseki has not broken any law. Meanwhile, the member representing Essen North constituency, Frank Okiye, has emerged as the Speaker of the Assembly and has been sworn in following the inauguration.
That as a member of the State House of Assembly, that I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
I, Honorable Francis Kabumere Omolume Okiye,
do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly, I will discharge my duty to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well, staying with that story, some lawmakers-elect were already nursing fears as to the scenario playing out as we speak. So 19 of them, as we said earlier, 19 of the 24 members of the Edo State House of Assembly have asked the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, to send a letter of proclamation to the clerk of the House for the inauguration of the 7th Assembly. Of course, that's before this played out. At a press conference on Monday, the lawmakers alleged that the governor has not done so because the lawmakers are against the governor's preferred candidate. The Edo State Commissioner for Information, Paul Abomo, who is a former lawmaker, refutes the claims and says that the governor is only doing the bidding of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in ensuring that the mistakes of the 6th Assembly are not repeated.
Is constitutionally empowered and required to immediately issue a letter of proclamation for the inauguration of the new assembly to avoid vacuum. Whereas there cannot be democracy without the legislature, because it is the legislature that gives credence to democracy. The governor, no matter how powerful, cannot impose individuals, either as speaker or deputy speaker, or any other position whatsoever, on the legislators. At best, he can only lobby for his preferred candidate, as we recently witnessed at the National Assembly.
Well, there's a lot to wrap our heads around, so let's go into this discussion head on. Now, we'll be speaking with a member-elect of the Edo State House of Assembly, Washington Osifo. He joins us live via Skype, just to sort of get a sense of what exactly is happening in Edo State as we speak. Would like to appreciate your time on the program. A lot of people have been talking about this. In fact, on social media, Benin, Edo State is actually trending as we speak. So what exactly happened, especially because people are saying the inauguration and the moments leading up to the inauguration is illegal and unconstitutional. Do you share that opinion too? If you can hear me.
Yes, I think I can hear you.
Oh, great. Brilliant. Now, a lot of people are wondering what is happening in Edo State. It is trending on social media. So please break it down for us. What exactly is happening as we speak, briefly?
Well, I think I want to thank you for bringing me here to speak on behalf of 19 members of the State House of Assembly of us. I am sure they are wondering, you also want. We woke up to see that democracy again has been raped in it. At about 3:30 yesterday, 19 of us were in the premises of UJ to talk of Nigeria, and of course to talk to the context of the governor, so that he can the provisions of the Constitution, which he swore when he was being governor. Talking about one of my sons that he should immediately start mission so that we can be safe and start our job for which we expected to do for our constituents. It means so that next day before they do the Gestapo.
Okay, it appears we're having audio difficulty. I will rejoin Mr. Washington Osifo. He's a member-elect in the Edo State House of Assembly, just to help us get a sense of what exactly is happening as we speak. But let's move on to other stories. And this is about the 2019 elections. Few months after, but we still have issues coming up here and there, especially with the reports and recommendations that have been given to INEC. Well, more reactions continue to trail the conduct of the elections, and the European Union released its own report, and now the International Republican Institute, that's the IRI, and the National Democratic Institute submitted an advanced copy of yet again another report to INEC, thanking the electoral body for the invitation to observe the elections and stating that the final report will be unveiled to the public on June the 18th. Now, the NDI-IRI Joint Election Observation Mission's final report concludes that the 2019 elections did not meet the expectations of many Nigerians, citing among many lapses, citing many lapses, including the last-minute postponement of the elections, vote, buying of votes, intimidation of voters and election officials, as well as election-related violence. Well, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, more political issues to discuss in Nigeria. Join us again.